Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We have my friend Peter Dahl here. He is the Assistant Director, Admissions International at Milwaukee School of Engineering, University of Milwaukee in the state of Wisconsin. He visits India once in a year or a couple of times a year, and he knows Indian students pretty well. Hi, Peter. How are you?
Doing well, Mr. Murthy. It's good to be back in India.
Great to see you again. So, can you tell us something about the courses that you have in the university? What are the various courses for the undergraduate program that you have in your university?
Yes, so as our name, Milwaukee School of Engineering, would imply, we are mostly focused on engineering, and that covers a broad range. We have computer, electrical, and biomedical engineering. We have chemical and biomolecular engineering, some that are related to construction, like architectural and civil engineering. And then we also have mechanical and industrial engineering. But in addition to our engineering programs, we also have a business school, a nursing school, and then a few that don't quite fit into the other categories. We have our computer programs, computer science, software engineering, user experience, and then actuarial science as well. But as a whole, for an undergraduate institution, mostly focused on those engineering programs and the computer science program.
I also saw that you're starting cybersecurity program. When does that start?
Yes, so we are, this next fall intake, we will be taking cybersecurity students. So that is something that if students are interested in, they could come to MSOE to study, starting with fall of 2026.
Samantha was saying that the entire education is practical and hands-on. Do you have any labs of other organizations on campus?
Yes, so one of the things that sets our education apart is that our strong industry partnerships give us the ability to have industry standard equipment and technology in the classroom and in the labs that our students are able to use every day. So one of the most notable examples is that we have a laboratory that was sponsored by Harley-Davidson motorcycles, which I know is popular in India. And Harley-Davidson gave us that laboratory so that our students could learn the exact software that they use at Harley-Davidson while they're still students at MSOE. So it gives them a big advantage when they go on to internships and jobs at Harley-Davidson and other places as well. And there are other examples of those types of labs and lab spaces, Apple, Tesla, Milwaukee Tools, Rockwell Automation, Johnson Controls, many of the biggest companies locally in Milwaukee and around the country and around the world.
What about the job opportunities? Which are the companies that are organizations that come to Milwaukee School of Engineering for a job fair or whatever you do? How do you do that? How often do you do that?
Yeah, so we have a Career Connection Center on campus that is working to help our students get great placements for internships and jobs. They put on two main career fairs, one in the fall semester and one in the spring, and then they put on some smaller fairs for individual programs like nursing or the construction programs. The fall is sort of the crown jewel event for the Career Connection Center. We have close to 400 companies come to campus. It's an opportunity for our students to meet with them, hand them their resume, potentially set up an interview for an internship or job, and also just get that professional development experience. And those are companies that come from all over. So some of the biggest local brands like Harley-Davidson, Milwaukee Tools, GE Healthcare, and also very high-profile national and international brands like Google, Microsoft, Apple, John Deere, these types of companies too.
That's excellent. What's the salaries that students get in these companies approximately?
So across all our majors, the average starting salary is $75,000 US. For some programs like computer science, it ranges even higher to $80,000, $85,000. It's really not uncommon for some of our students doing computer science or some of the engineering programs to make what we would call six figures in the US, so $100,000 US or more per year. That does happen for some of our students in their very first job out of college. They don't need a master's degree or PhD to start making that. They can do it with their very first job after 4 years of study with us.
Most of the Indian students prefer STEM programs because they get jobs much easier and much faster. Not only that, there is a OPT of 3 years in USA. Is there any change in that OPT system officially as of now?
No, it's still business as usual for OPT, so meaning that a student who studies a STEM designated program, which almost all of our programs besides business and nursing are designated as STEM programs, they can stay in the US for 3 additional years after completing their bachelor's degree and work a job in their field, which gives them a great opportunity to get started on their career and also make very high salary to start making good on that investment that they have for their education.
So what we see in the social media is just not exactly true, that OPT is not there in USA, not yet officially done, nothing is done.
No, yes, yes, that has been a story that's come up in the past before, but nothing has officially changed, and so we continue going forward, assuming that that is still going to be there, and we're not worried that that will be something that our students won't have access
Even
to.
that story is dead now, probably. No more, no more
Maybe so.
active.
Yes, yes,
I don't see that.
yes.
So what about the food? You like Indian food, I know that.
I love Indian
And
food,
Indians
yes.
also like Indian food. Do they get it there? Are you doing anything extra to provide Indian food for the students from this year onwards?
Yes, so that has been a project, is to be able to provide a greater variety of cuisine and be responsive to student needs. So we heard from the students that there's not enough Indian food, or there's not enough vegetarian options, and we are able to work with our dining catering company to be able to expand those offerings so that we do have a regular offering of Indian food. And then from there we can continue to be responsive. So if something isn't quite up to snuff, we can work to improve it and help give a taste of home for our students as well. But as I understand, a lot of the Indian students are just as excited to be eating pizza and pasta and chicken tenders as they are to be eating the Indian food. So there's something for everybody in our dining commons and in the very rich culinary tradition that is in Milwaukee. Lots of really great restaurants, including a very good Indian restaurant that's just a block off of campus that I go to sometimes. So they're able to find a taste of home.
And they get Indian groceries?
Yes, yes, there is actually an Indian grocery store about a mile from campus that has all the ingredients that they would need if they want to do some of their home cooking. And some of the accommodations on campus have kitchens that the students would be able to make use of so they could do some of their own cooking as well. And yes, there's a decent sized Indian population in the Milwaukee area, so there's definitely a supply of Indian grocery items that they'd be able to purchase.
So what's your advice to Indian students? What should they do to come and gain a big scholarship in your university?
So getting high academic marks is the most important thing.
High academic marks
Yes.
in their 9th, 10th, and 11th standards, you mean?
Yes, yes, and especially in that 10th standard. If they're scoring especially 90% and higher, they're going to get our top scholarship, which is $32,000 per year, and that renews every year. But if they're going to look to really stand out, and this is whether they are going to come to MSOE or to any school, but if they're going to come to MSOE and apply, for instance, for our presidential scholarship, something that can really set them apart is showing that they are using their knowledge and skills, their gifts, their education to better their community. So Aditya, who was given the presidential scholarship this past year, he had used a lot of his knowledge and expertise to improve the community in Vijayawada by educating people and helping with different disaster relief. And that's something that is very important to US institutions, is seeing that students are community minded and community engaged and are going to use their gifts to solve problems, because that's what engineers do. They see problems and they design solutions for them, make the world safer, more equitable, more efficient, more profitable. All these different problems that we have, engineers design those solutions. So seeing a student who is engaged with that beyond what they do in the classroom is really big and makes them stand out.
Can you tell us something about Pote's learning? We heard a lot about it.
Sure.
How does it help students who are coming to MSOE?
Yes, so that is an option that students have to be able to gain some college credits before actually arriving at MSOE. It is possible to transfer in courses from a range of different institutions, but we have found that Portage is a very convenient, self-paced option at a good price point for students. We've provided Invicta Career Consultancy with a guide for what courses they should take, and if the students follow that guidance, they can reduce the time that they spend studying, so they could complete their bachelor's degree in 3.5 years, or maybe if they continue to take extra classes like during the summer while they're with us, they could cut it all the way down to 3 years possibly. That's especially for computer science. It's not the case in all programs, but computer science...
that will be great. Actually,
yes.
If it is cut down to 3 or 3.5 years, they save a lot of money, right?
Yes. Oh, yes, for sure. And that's also that much quicker that they're able to move on into their career and get a jump start on that too.
Great. That doesn't affect their education. Like if they spend 3.5 years, for example, it doesn't affect their degree or outcome or education, right?
No, yes, they'll still get the same degree, have just the same opportunities for jobs. No one's educational journey is quite like anyone else's, so it's about what is best for the students, and we know that a lot of students have a priority to get through school quickly, and this is an option to help those students achieve that, and it also helps with the financial component of their education too.
You come oftentimes to India. What do you like in India, and what is your favorite dish to eat?
Sure. So I love many things about India. I always enjoy my time here. My favorite thing to eat is biryani, but there's almost nothing that I don't like eating. But it's really fun for me to get to visit many different places in Hyderabad, AP, and beyond, and be able to see the range of peoples and cultures, the festivals and celebrations, the natural beauty, and of course, lots of really amazing food and really amazing students. I'm really inspired by the hardworking students that I find here, and they're just such a good match for what we do in our practical application-oriented curriculum. They're so driven and so just the type of bright minds that we're eager to have here, and it's really fun to meet them here and then meet them back in Milwaukee when they finally arrive.
Thank you so much, Peter. It's been very nice to talk to you, as usual. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my friend. Thanks.